Welcome to the new beginning, to the new way, and maybe even to the new vibe. Welcome to Front Runner Podcast Collective, the show where we break down the NBA biggest stories with film study, elite analytics, and just the right amount of chaos and buffoonery that you are looking forward to. I am your humble host, Vince, and today we have everything. We have front office disasters, we have historic performances, unexpected dominance, and CJ McCollum shooting like he's legally blind. Heed the call. You know what that means. My primetime players out there making the NBA what it is, which is the best athletes in the world doing incredible things and a bunch of cool shit on a nightly basis. So here's the one other thing that I want to say. We're going to salute and celebrate these players, but let's not get it twisted. We got some wolf tickets to especially bad decision making, poor performances, but at the end of the day, it's all love for this great game of basketball. So we need to go ahead and get on into it, but here it goes. First and foremost, right off the bat, we need to talk about the Dallas Mavericks. And this is what we call our front running theory. The Mavericks front office is a disaster. The Dallas Mavericks didn't just lose Luka Doncic. Basically, they gave him away. Thank you. Thank you, Nico. We appreciate him. We love him, dude. Even when he doesn't shoot well, he still produces points, rebounds, assists. Yeah. Sometimes the antics are what they are, but we still like Luka. So thank you again. But not only have they lost Luka, they lost their entire identity. This team has gone from the Western Conference contenders because here's the thing. Here's the small whispers that people talk about, you know, in like real close quarters or whatever. When Luka got back with the team they had before the trade, we were very respectful of what the Dallas Mavericks were going to be once Luka got back with Kyrie, the two bigs, PJ Washington, and we were really interested to see the Derrick Jones Jr., Klay Thompson situation and how that was going to work. The Najee Marshall of it all. I was very excited for the Dallas Mavericks. And then Nico Harrison decided to trade Luka. We're done talking about that because there's new stuff that we need to talk about. The first thing that we need to talk about is to give a shout out to our guy, Zach Harper of The Athletic. He, in an article, put some of these numbers together along with his brilliant writing. So, again, if you do not read Zach Harper at The Athletic, you're doing your own self a disservice. So, here's some numbers from our guy. Defensive rating over the last 2 weeks, 126.4, 29th in the NBA. That is not great, Bob. That is not great. Opponent's field goal percentage, 50.7%. Worst in March. Absolutely terrible. 1-7 over the last 8 games. They're literally getting to a point where they might have to forfeit a game. That's how bad it is. Because here's the other thing. We have lamented over the Luka Doncic trade. But low-key, Dallas literally gave away Quentin Grimes, one of their best 3-and-D guys, for Caleb Martin, who they don't even use. So my question is, what the hell are we doing? They gave up Quentin Grimes for Caleb Martin. Here's the thing. He plays 14 minutes a game, 5.1 points a game. Listen, we're not asking Caleb Martin to score a bunch of points. That was not his get down. But 20 minutes a game, some physicality, some ball movement, all the things that we loved about you in Miami, none of those things are happening. None of them. Meanwhile, Quentin Grimes out here getting it in. So since the trade, these are the numbers for Quentin Grimes. 16.8 points a game. 39.8% from 3. Dallas defensive spacing is completely broken post-trade. This looks like it's an inside job. Here's the thing. There's getting those rumors out there about the conspiracy theories. I'll just say this to Patrick Dumont this way. Hey, yo, Dumont, if you wanted Mavs to suck in year one of you having it, guess what? Check this out. Congratulations, you got it. You want to drive down expectations? I mean, this team is pretty sorry to look at right now. It's pretty bad, guy. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What they did, why they did it, the amount of money they're talking about and not wanting to do it. I will say this. Some people want to win. So, shouts out to the Lakers getting Luka Doncic. So, y'all can hate on the Lakers all you want. But the Lakers got him. And we're happy to have him. So, there it is. Now, we need to move along because we need to get into a segment that I like to call Around the Arc. And we're going to talk about Mikhail Bridges a little bit. And the reason why we need to bring him up is because Jalen Brunson's hurt. Where is offense going to come from with the New York Knicks? Well, I got answers for you. Mikhail Bridges was supposed to be the missing piece to the Knicks. But now, right now, at this second, is he even playing like a third option that can fully embrace his role? Has this been a coaching issue the whole time? Is this a system problem? Or is this just what Mikhail Bridges is? We got answers for you. First and foremost, last couple games, he played against the Warriors. The Warriors went in there, beat them 97-94. It was a defensive battle. Karl Anthony Towns did Karl Anthony Towns things. He scored 29 points, but then fouled out in the final minutes. Typical cat shit. Steph Curry, who has absolutely blossomed since Jimmy Butler has gotten to the Golden State Warriors, 28 points, bunch of clutch shooting, putting people to sleep, the whole deal. And then Mikhail Bridges, 5 of 13 shooting, 14 points. And you go, well, damn, what the hell? What the hell is going on here? Now, Mikhail's season has been okay at best. He's averaging 17.5 points a game, 3.2 rebounds a game, 3.5 assists a game, and he's shooting 49% from the field. But here's the thing that caught my eye. It was the defensive rating. The defensive rating for him is 118.3. That's the worst of Mikhail Bridges' career. That's awful. This is not a lockdown dude. When you see numbers like this does not scream lockdown. This is a really good defender. This is like on the cusp of bad. This is bad defense right here. Now also, and we knew this was going to happen in New York, especially with the Knicks. Brunson is a on-ball offensive facilitator. That is what Brunson is. There's no reason to change it because his bag work is immaculate. So, did we expect that Mikhail Bridges' usage rate was going to go up or down when he joined the Knicks? Of course it was going to go down. He was 26% with Brooklyn. He's 18% with the Knicks. But last night, he had a 25.2% usage rate in the last game. He scored 28 points in that game on 71.4% shooting. He even outscored the Heat by himself in the third quarter. Well, actually, he didn't beat them. He tied them 15-15. But y'all know, you get the point. Does this prove that he needs more touches? Does this prove that Coach Thibodeau needs to diversify the offense? Does this mean that the Mikhail Bridges we saw with the offensive creation in Brooklyn is going to return? Not necessarily. But I still have some breadcrumbs of hope for our Knicks fans out there. So bear with me. I think Bridges has had a hard time adjusting to his role as the third option because of the fact that when he was in Brooklyn, because of just lack of talent and lack of direction of where they were going, Mikhail Bridges was like the on-ball guy when he first got there. Kind of changed. I don't think he really liked it when Cam Thomas came in and took over and started jacking up a bunch of shots. I think you saw a less energetic Mikhail Bridges. I think he was thoroughly enthused by this trade, getting out of Brooklyn and going over to the Knicks, joining his friends. We all know the story about the Villanova Knicks and all this other stuff, whatever. But there was going to be adjustments in the style of play. Mikhail Bridges, whatever you think of him, he has grown as an offensive player. Now, the one thing that we know about the NBA, and if you don't know this about the NBA, hopefully this is some news and some knowledge that you can now go out and tell your friends about. What I see a lot in the NBA is this. So we talk about a lot of times, like the dude that's the 15th dude on the bench. Like if he went to like the YMCA, he just cook everyone, right? He's got a bag. He can shoot it from three, even though he never shoots a 3-point shot in a game in his life. Not necessarily meaning that he doesn't have it. He's just not super confident to use it in a game. Right? So, with that being said, Mikhail Bridges is figuring out this role, but because Jalen Brunson hurt, because of the injury right now and the time frame, it looks like he's going to be out for a little bit longer. I think these reps on ball are very significant for the Knicks. And the reason why I say that is because you need to find a way to diversify the offense. You need to find a way to make sure that, okay, they're not just going to load up on our guy JB. Okay, we got to have some sort of like release valve, and it can't just be Cat. We can't rely on that all the time. So what's going to be the next thing? So Bridges getting on ball reps right now. I think this is good for him. It also shows Tibbs what he's capable of. And hopefully with that, with him being a little more inspired on the offensive end, this will energize his defense and bring those numbers back down to the median. Because right now, that 118.5 is terrible as far as the defensive rating. The Knicks are at least figuring things out. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia 76ers are a full-blown disaster. So let's get into that. And let's go on to our next segment, which is the baseline buzz. Paul George is shutting it down for the season. Let me take a drink of water. So George is shutting it down for the season. Embiid is already out. Philly is in tank mode, and the only thing that 76ers fans can hold their hat on to is Quentin Grimes is out here balling. He out here putting up numbers. Like on a real level. So, quick thought on this is that first, I think Podcast P needs to make his return. I think it's very selfish of you, Paul George, to put your podcast on hiatus to concentrate on championship level basketball, only to turn out and turn over that you having like surgery 2 weeks later. So stop the noise. Give us the podcast. Go get guests. Say wild shit on your podcast. Say stuff that tells us that you don't have any self-reflection without telling us that you don't have any self-reflection on the podcast. That's the first and foremost thing that it brought up to me. Now we're going to get to another guy, Josh Hart. Everybody know that Josh Hart last night tied Walt Frazier for the franchise record in triple doubles. This is coming off the heels of a game where Josh Hart scores 0 points. Then did this. This is Josh Hart to a T. Josh Hart wants to facilitate, get physical, get rebounds, play defense, talk trash, shoot a wide open three every once in a while, get a couple steals, get a couple blocks, annoy the hell out of your best offensive player, and then be able to bounce and go home. That's a good day for Josh Hart. And you know who loves it? New York Knicks fan. Boy, there ain't nothing more that they love than a lunch pail type dude. And Josh Hart is right out of central casting for that role. This dude gives up his body. He's 6'3", maybe 6'4". He's getting double-digit rebounds frequently. You know what I'm saying? He is not just a glue guy. He's a glue that holds the Knicks together. So, say it with me. Not a glue guy, but the actual connective tissue that holds the Knicks together. So, shouts out to Josh Hart. Now, we need to talk about what happened in the Minnesota Timberwolves Indiana game. Did anybody see the overtime period of what the hell happened with Obi Toppin when he had a outer body experience? It just went absolutely nuclear during the overtime, pushing the Pacers past the Timberwolves 132-130. He hits the game winning three in overtime, basically spoiling Anthony Edwards' 38 points. That's just wasted. Done. Also, quick aside, Rudy Gobert got ejected. I don't know if it was justified or not. I'm going to have to go back and look over the tape and find out. But for the Rudy contractors out there, I'm sure they said, yep, he totally deserved that. And for the Rudy apologists out there, they're saying, what did my guy do? What the hell did he do now? Why are we mad at Rudy Gobert now? Right? Now, Obi Toppin was incredible. The 3-point shot was incredible. But here's probably the most incredible thing about the shot, what he did throughout the overtime period. Did you catch the comments after the game from Rick Carlisle? To me, this might be the most impressive thing that Obi Toppin has ever done. Rick Carlisle said this. He said, the way Obi Toppin ended that game, not just with the 3, but just the flurry of points that he ended the game with, he said it was the best performance he's ever seen to end a game. This is Rick Carlisle, who coached Dirk Nowitzki, had Michael Finley, had Jason Kidd, had Steve Nash, right? He's also coached Tyrese Halliburton. And this is the best performance he's ever seen to close out a game. High praise. Obi Toppin, take that. Hey, put that on your tombstone when you die. Hey, coach said this is the greatest performance he's seen in a game. I want that on my tombstone. Y'all get that squared away for me right now. I'm gonna need that taken care of. Go ahead and take care of all that for me. All of that. All of it. Okay. Couple things else that we need to get to. The Pistons. First of all, whoa. The Pistons, super great story. We're going to talk about them in a second. But they humiliated the Pelicans last night. 127-81. It's the worst loss in Pelican history. Cade was typical Cade. 24 points. 8 assists. He's just the real deal. But our guy CJ McCollum, credit where credit is due. CJ never quit. He never quit, boy. CJ McCollum went 1 for 15. He shot 15 times and only made 1. So much to say about this. 3 things. 1, CJ, I'm telling you right now, these jokes, all love. We understand. You're gonna have games like this every once in a while. Everybody's been there. Everybody has been there. But we getting these jokes off. 1 of 15. Okay. Again, the tenacity to continue to shoot when they're not going in, you got to give them that. 2, here's the other thought I came up with. Was there like a TV early aughts night and CJ was basically just playing his character, everybody hates Chris? Because CJ McCollum looks like the dude that plays Chris Rock in Everybody Hates Chris. Now, for my audience out there, this is the time to be interactive with me. Go get a picture of CJ McCollum. Go get a picture of the actor that played in Everybody Hates Chris. Put them side by side. If I'm right, send it to me. Say, hey, you were right. I put them side by side. I did the Pepsi challenge. This is correct. Or, Vince, you're a complete idiot. This dude don't look nothing like the dude from Everybody Hates Chris. Hit me up on Twitter or on Blue Sky at FrontRunnerPC. Now, I'm very excited. This is a new segment, and we call it Off the Bounce. Off the Bounce is going to be like little quick hitters that we can kind of, talk about real quick and then move off of and give you some, some pretty quick information and what have you. So, without further ado, let's get to Off the Bounce. And where do we start? I want to start with the Minnesota Timberwolves, because the Minnesota Timberwolves right now, riding until they lost to the Indiana Pacers in that dreadful Obi Toppin shot. If you are a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, if you are a Pacers fan, that was an incredible shot. You were just like, damn, We won. And it was Obi Toppin who hit the 3. But before that, the Timberwolves had an 8-game winning streak, best offensive stretch of the season. Julius Randle and Jalen McDaniels have started playing basketball again. It was crazy. Jalen McDaniels was like, he struggled the whole first part of the year. He's just rounding into shape. It seems like not into shape, but his game is rounding into shape. Now, Julius Randle, a different story. Julius Randle reminds me of a R&B singer, moody. He's singing sad songs. His girl left, all this. You know, he kind of a jilted lover because the Knicks traded him, and it was gonna take him some time to get through his feelings and then become the bully with the basketball that we know Jalen Randle can be. So the Minnesota Timberwolves remind me of they're basically the NBA succession arc, right? The Timberwolves remind me of Kendall Roy in full takeover mode, mocked for years, but now they're in control, making power moves. The real question is do they win? Or is this just going to be a tragic finale? Here's the thing, they dug themselves a hole. But I like their pieces. I think they're a very dangerous team. And I will say this. Anytime you put Anthony Edwards in a competitive situation, it is scary time for the other team. That's just scary time for the other squad. That sound is for the Houston Rockets. And the reason why we play that sound is because the Houston Rockets are on a 6-game winning streak, second best defense in the NBA. Jalen Green is doing the Jalen Green thing that he did last year. You know, whatever. But Alperen Sengun, Fred VanVleet is back, so fourth quarter offense won't look horrendous. Houston is deep. They got a lot of players. Some of the players that I want to play can't get time. Shouts out to our guy Reed Shepard, and shouts out to our guy Cam Whitmore. Free Cam Whitmore. Free Cam Whitmore. Free Cam Whitmore. We want Cam Whitmore. More Cam Whitmore, damn it. But how am I going to complain about the Houston Rockets? They're 43. Actually, yeah, they're 43 and 25. I mean, here's the thing. The Houston Rockets are Sabrina Carpenter's glow up. The Rockets are just like Sabrina Carpenter at the Grammys. Nobody saw them coming, but now they're trending. They're viral. And they're making believers out of everyone. Because here's the thing. Did you have on your bingo card the Houston Rockets being a home court advantage team, you know, throughout maybe like the first and second round of the playoffs? I did not have that on my bingo card. So I'm not well, you know, it happens, man. We make mistakes around here. That's what makes the game great. We never know what the hell is going to happen. We never know. But the Houston Rockets are playing great. Ime Udoka's got these guys playing great. We got to get Amen Thompson back on the court. I would love to see more Jabari Smith Jr. I don't think that day will ever happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. It is terrible. Okay. Before we close out, did you think I was not going to talk about March Madness? Did you think I was going to leave out the madness for you? No, you're wrong. I'm definitely not going to leave out the madness for you. So here's the thing. Let's talk about a couple things. If you are new to the program, if you're new to us completely, I want you to go to frpc.podcastpage.io. You will then be on Frontrunner Podcast Collective website. You will go to the blog section. There's at the top right hand corner, there's little 3 lines. You hit that thing, little menu thing comes down, cascades down, and then you go to blog. You click on blog. Once you click on blog, there's going to be a bunch of blogs there because we like to write here at Frontrunner Podcast Collective. Not only do we pod, you can go to the website and have kind of like a second screen experience. Not only that, but I will tell you that right now we have a 45 player, very comprehensive draft guide. And we have the players ranked and what have you. I got to change some things around soon. I want to hope in the next 2 weeks I get to do that after some of the I want to do it like right around maybe the sweets. Maybe when we get to the Final Four, make some changes and what have you, and also go up to 60 players. 60. We have 45 now. So go to frpc.podcastpage.io. Go to the blog section. At the bottom of the blog section, you go all the way down. There is a NBA draft prospect evaluation. It's one of the most comprehensive ones on the face of the planet. I put my evaluations up against anybody who got somebody on the web who does the draft. Ours is just as good, if not better. We might not have the cool ass graphics that everybody at, but we got the good information that you 100% need. So if you like NBA draft stuff, if you are a draft Nick, if you want comprehensive information on the guys that are coming out this year, there's no better place than frpc.podcastpage.io. Then go to the blog section all the way down. Get you some NBA draft prospect evaluations. And then I will tell you, sir, are now fully informed about what the hell is going on in this draft. But before we leave you, a couple players. I do this every year. I pick a player that's not like the number one dude or whatever the case may be. I pick a player that I consider one of my guys. In previous years, Desmond Bane has been one of my guys. Okay? The track record is filthy good. Desmond Bane, one of our guys for show. But this year, I have a guy. And the guy that I have is from Duke. And it's not Cooper Flagg. FRPC, Frontrunner Podcast Collective, is endorsing Con Knipple. Con Knipple out of Duke. 6'7", 215 pounds. Shoots it like a demon. He can, by the way, enough wiggle to get to where he wants to go. He can score on all 3 levels. He has a really filthy floater game. He's also a pretty stout rebounder. I don't think he'll ever be above average defender, but I do believe that he will be a net neutral defender. I think that people will look at him and they will try him and then find out he ain't the one to be tried. Okay? I'm just telling you. These are things I just, hey, take it from your boy. I'm trying to help y'all out. I'm really trying to help y'all out. The other thing about this is about having a blog, knowing what's going on with everything, is again, these draft picks are crazy. There's a lot of them. There's a guy out of St. Joe's that I want to talk about real quick. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I can find him. I know this is terrible podcasting, but give me a second, because I want to read you his thing. Okay, yeah, here's my guy. Here's another name for you. Rasheer Fleming out of St. Joe's. He's a 6'9", 240-pound forward. He reminds me a lot of Taylor Hendricks. I know he had the injury, but he was nasty in college. Okay? This guy's got shooting, athleticism. He got everything you need. Rasheer Fleming is a dynamic two-way forward who combines size, athleticism, and skill to make an impact on both ends of the floor. Known for his ability to space the floor with consistent shooting, he finishes above the rim and he creates defensive disruption. He has decently long arms and he has really good awareness and anticipation for the steal and the deflection. Fleming has emerged as a legitimate draft prospect. His 20 plus threes and dunks early in the season highlight his versatility, while his defensive playmaking metrics, 3.5 steals a game, 5.5 blocks per 100 possessions, showcase his disruptive potential. Rasheer Fleming is if you can catch an early game with him, do so. He is worth the price of admission. Now, he has some limitations, some ball handling creation, but if you have him in the short roll and be able to pass out to shooters, he can do that. The free throw accuracy is not where it needs to be, but he's been working on that all year. And he's had some standout games against like Texas and some other teams or what have you. So this is not a Johnny come lately, nor is this somebody that I am just throwing mud against the wall. This is a real dude. This is somebody you should be particularly interested in. So Rasheer Fleming and Con Knipple are two of FRPC's favorite guys in the draft. So you guys are welcome on that. You guys got draft. You got all kinds of stuff today. I want to thank my producer. I want to thank you guys for coming in and enjoying this time with us, because we do it for you. And we're going to keep on doing it. Tuesday and Friday is the shows. We will be recording those and getting them up for you and doing all those type of things. I want to thank Sabrina again. Thank you for all that you do. I want to thank everybody else behind the scenes. Thank you. Thank the audience. And here's the best part. We ain't gonna leave you without the thing. The best part of you is you. Make sure that the people that surround you are supportive. They are encouraging. Make sure that you are acknowledging those people that are exhibiting those behaviors. You appreciate those people for giving you that sort of love and glow up. And then if you are that fully, like full formed human being, I am not. I'm still working on it. God, you got me. I'm just mold me. You know what's up. If you are a fully formed human being like that, go out and do some good in this world. And we'll see you on this feed on Feel Good Friday. Heed the call. Damn it. Basketball is back. LA Laker exceptionalism is back. And playoff hoops is forthcoming. And we out.